Hey, what's up, everybody? This video is for you if you are a startup founder raising 1 to 10 million and you have good traction, but you're still struggling to A, either find a lead investor, or B, close your round quickly and get back to growing your business. This video is probably not for you if you're just putting out feelers and haven't really started prepping your fundraise. Um, I'm going to show you how to get those leads, how to get investors to commit by actually doing less and not more. This will save you a lot of time and energy and frustration. So I also think there's a lot of bullshit advice about fundraising out there. And so I wanted to give you a powerful mindset shift that will put all these other blog posts and whatnot into perspective. And it's also way easier to see things that way. And this mindset shift costs you nothing. It'll create tons of clarity and it'll reduce your workload rather than add to it. So I think it has a lot of upsides. And I have a lot of people reaching out to me, clients or people who might become clients, that have trouble getting investors to make a commitment. And investors normally won't if you don't force them to, and don't give them a good reason to. So most often it's because these founders have a fundamental flaw in their fundraising. No fault of their own. How should people know? But to get a lead and to get an investor to commit, they have basically have to break with the herd mentality that governs a lot of VC, and they need to go out on a limb. So if you go out on a limb, what do you need for that? You need conviction, right? And investors will often tell you, right, oh, we still need to build conviction on this, but that's actually misleading because it is not their duty to build that conviction. It is yours as a founder. They're not going to build it on their own by doing more research on the market or whatever. So to illustrate that, I have an example for you. So imagine you're like a 15th century ship captain and you want to cross the Atlantic because you are convinced that there's like undiscovered treasure on the other side. So what do you need for that? You need to hire a crew, like a really good one probably. But like these people are skeptical, right? So what you could do to convince them is pitch these prospective crew members on every variable and every single detail of the journey and try to convince them this way. So basically the weather conditions, the ship's design and reliability, your navigational charts and maps, the food supplies, and your expertise as a captain. But what'll happen if you do that? So if you give people all these details, all these variables, they start scrutinizing and evaluating every variable in order to check that box. And if they checked all the boxes, they're probably going to say yes, right? But what are the chances of that happening, right? What are the chances of that being successful? They'll probably find something wrong. The ship's a bit leaky. There's something wrong with the sails. They find out you've actually never crossed the Atlantic. So if you do it this way, they're probably not going to say yes. And you can't make them check all the boxes because this is a dangerous journey, right? There's tons of unknowns and safe return is not guaranteed. But what if you focus all your energy on creating one unwavering belief in them? That you'll reach an undiscovered island filled with unimaginable treasures. If you do that, if you succeed in doing that, you'll create determination and enthusiasm. So people then, these other things, the sales will still be shitty and the boat will still be leaky and you still won't have crossed the Atlantic, but people will set aside their doubts and their concerns because they've bought into something bigger. And it's the same as a startup founder. So your journey is not crossing the Atlantic. Your journey is getting from where you're today to $1 billion company, because that's the only kind of company VCs want to invest in that'll return their fund, right? So you could pitch them on this journey by focusing on all the variables, right? The problem you're solving, the market you're addressing, your solution, the tech behind it, your go-to-market, your business model, and your team, but you already know what's going to happen there. They're going to scrutinize and evaluate each and every one of those variables. And a lot of you probably had this happen to them where you think things are moving along with a VC, but they're coming back to you with info request after info request. We would like to see, could you update the financial model? We doing reference calls. You guys haven't hired a CMO yet. We think that's really important. Your assumptions in year 6, they're kind of off. They'll find something wrong with it. And of course they are. You're an early stage startup. Like, tons of stuff isn't going the way it should go. So I'm not saying these things aren't important, like problem, market, solution, that you know what you're doing there, because they are. I'm just saying convincing VCs on all of them is a losing fundraising strategy. So what if you did it differently? What if you put all your energy into creating one belief? That one belief being that you will build a billion-dollar company. Because that's the one belief you need to create in investors' minds, right? If they believe that about you, nothing else matters. I've seen this tons of times when I was a VC myself. People will not even, sometimes VCs will sometimes not even meet the co-founder if they think that the founder they've met will build a billion-dollar company. They will not even look at the financial model or the data room. I'm not saying everybody does this, but it happens all the time. Because that conviction is so much stronger than everything else. They have bought into something bigger. So if you do that, if you put your energy into this, not all of them, not all of the VCs you're pitching are going to buy into it, but some will. They will become true fans. And what do true fans have? That's right, conviction. If anything, they have conviction. Conviction means money. Conviction means a lead investor. Conviction means that you're going to be done with fundraising. So once you know that you need to create this one belief to create conviction, this needs to become your North Star. This needs to become what you focus everything in your fundraise on. Oh, my face is hiding this. So it says Vision Story. This needs to be your North Star. Everything in your pitch deck, in your emails, in your stories, in your founder story, in your vision story, it all should be help to bring this belief to more clarity for the investor. Should hammer it home. On the other hand, everything that doesn't do that, everything that doesn't pay into this, you can cut. So without having any investor interest, spending a week on creating like an intricate financial model, is that paying into your North Star? Probably not. Spending a week on slide design for your pitch deck, is that going to make VCs believe that you're going to build a billion-dollar company? Probably not. This is a pretty easy lens to look at everything you're doing. You will have the answer. You don't need me for that. You'll figure out the answer yourself, if it is a high value task or if it's a low value task. That's the easy part. So once you know that, you can cut all the low value tasks and you can replace them with the most powerful weapon you have to creating that belief in investors. And that is billion-dollar storytelling. So what has every great discoverer, politician, ship captain, or like freaking cult leader, what did they all do? They created a great story about their destination and why they'll get there. So if your destination is a billion-dollar company, you need a billion-dollar story. Not only that, you probably need two stories. And I'm going to show you what they are. And I'm going to give you a head start on creating them. So the first one is your founder story. It'll show them how you get from where you are today to $1 billion. And you're going to ask, it's going to answer, okay, this is a bit annoying, but it's going to answer one major question any VC has. I need you. Why you? What makes you special? Why are you the kind of guy or girl that pushes on even if they get shot in both knees and are going to be relentless until they get this thing to 100, $500 million in revenue and $1 billion enterprise value? Why? A story is super powerful at conveying that, because just stating it is like just saying I'm motivated doesn't make anybody believe it. So how can you do this? Basically, a few good prompts what to talk about is talk about how you overcame massive adversity. Explain how like you had this epiphany, you had one moment that changed how you see the world, and tell them how all of this got you to where you are now. Basically, to this inflection point from here on out, it's going to be uh, a rocket ship. This is one part of $1 billion storytelling. The founder story tells them something about you. The other part is you, oh yeah, maybe this first. If you do this right, and this is from a client of mine, your meetings will fundamentally change, because after you tell your founder story, it won't be, you won't have that, have to go up against that same skepticism or scrutinizing anymore. People now will have bought into you. So my client actually got from several VCs, he got the reaction, wow, okay. One VC even told him, I'm so sorry you had to go through all this. Now I know why you're doing this. Why now I know why you're doing this company. So they're open to now hearing about your vision. They're pulling it from you. And that's exactly what you're going to give them. So your vision story answers the second really crucial question any VC has, and that is why now? Why is now the perfect time to build a $1 billion company? Why wasn't it 5 years ago? Why isn't there already a company doing this? Why wasn't it 3 years ago? Why is now the right time? Why isn't it in 3 years' time? So a few good prompts to start building out your vision stories. Talk about a bad status quo in your field. Hint about a better world for you, customers or whatever, and show how your company will make that world happen. Show what your unique insight is about the future of your industry that makes your odds so much better to build a $1 billion company. You got these two things, you will create this one belief in your investors. You will make them believe that you are going to build a $1 billion company. So, what I want you to do is I want you three things. I want you, one, to audit your fundraise and be very honest with yourself about one thing, and that is, are you right now creating conviction in VCs? If not, then two, I want you to focus your energy on creating that one belief, like the ship captain does, the one belief we're going to reach this island full of treasure. That's you now. I want you to create your North Star and be absolutely ruthless about focusing everything in your fundraise on it. And three, I want you to start crafting a $1 billion founder and vision story. If you do this, your fundraising fortunes will change dramatically. And if you are a startup founder raising between 1 and 10 million and you want my help in creating a $1 billion founder and vision story that'll get you funded, DM me on Twitter or book a call above or below. Thanks for watching. Ciao.